It began about 100 years ago. Humanity had just finished colonizing Mars and admitted the first Martian representative to the United Congress of Earth and her colonies. We also had a few blooming mining colonies way out by the asteroid belt. But they were commercial in nature and hadn't grown the way Mars had. Luckily enough, the aliens had lurked in our solar system long enough to identify a UCEC ship traveling between the outer mining colonies and Mars. Or so we thought. On a basic patrol route. Piracy had begun to bloom again in this age of commercial spacecraft. Each ship's price was still far out of the reach of individual persons, but if you could steal one or get enough people together to buy one, there wasn't much in the way of legislation for unarmed cargo haulers. Buy a few weapons on the black market, and you've got yourself a pirate ship. Anyways, this UCEC ship was under the command of Captain James Weston. Oh, you haven't heard of him? That's because Captain Weston wasn't a moron. And upon receiving contact from an alien vessel, he immediately relayed the transmission to the nearest UCEC command center on Titan. As it so happened, the UCEC command center on Titan was in permanent possession of Rear Admiral Ishimaru Karaku. Oh yeah. You remember him, don't you? I swear to God, you kids have no appreciation for history. So, it goes like this. The communication officer of the UCECS Intrepid says this famous line. Sir, we have a transmission coming in from an unknown source. Jamming the UCEC IFF tag is impossible, Lieutenant. Rerun the scan. Sir, it's not jammed, this transmission is coming from nowhere. Captain Weston went pale and said firmly. Send an immediate message to the base on Titan. Alien contact imminent. Request orders. Aye aye sir. The comms officer said in her best bridge voice, confident without sounding forced and loud enough to carry without shouting. Sir, UCEC command on Titan says, relay the communication to them immediately. Admiral Karaku is on station to take the call. Thank you, Lieutenant. Sir, the Admiral also says to clear for action, but not to fire, unless fired upon. Very well. The captain said resolutely, and he touched the link just behind his jaw that activated a ship-wide transmitter. A few centuries ago, some politician had decided that a ship of war saying battle stations was too provocative and lent itself to violence. So commanders should say action stations instead. A century after that, the famous Admiral Halsey had said, my goddamn ships are ships of war, and they will act like ships of war. My ships do not go into action, they go into battle. And by God, they will go to battle stations. So the captain spoke clearly. Battle stations. Battle stations. All hands report to your battle stations immediately. This is not a drill, I repeat, this is not a drill. All hands to battle stations. A red light snapped on in every hallway, and a klaxon began to wail throughout the rest of the ship, but leaving the bridge quiet. A squad of Marines trooped onto the bridge and took up positions in their harnesses around the walls. The last of them snapping into his combat harness just as the bridge door sealed shut. The Navy took no chances that a boarding party might be able to capture the bridge. Captain, no ship on sensors. Rerun the scan. Aye aye sir. Sir, the guns cannot find a target. God damn it, somebody find this alien ship and put a fucking targeting laser on it. Meanwhile, on Titan, an interesting conversation was taking place. Humans. Squeaked a voice. And I do mean squeaked. This voice sounded like it belonged coming out of a 10-year-old having a permanent voice crack. Surrender your planet immediately. The UCECS Intrepid now belongs to the Empire of Lilliput. Empire of whatever the hell that word is, you have invaded sovereign UCEC space, and you will exit our solar system. Very well humans, you have signed your death warrant. The Admiral looked rather shocked. He'd imagined that conversation going slightly better. Like less, we're going to exterminate you. And more welcome to the stars, better. He turned to his staff. Open a line to the Intrepid, tell them weapons free. Back on the UCES Intrepid, the captain was a moment away from pulling out his hair and/or shooting someone. Get me a firing solution, goddammit. Sir, we cannot find the ship on sensors. We have sensors accurate enough to find a meteorite 1 inch in diameter, a quarter of a light year away. What the hell do you mean we can't find their ship? It's fucking broadcasting a signal to us. Sir. The sensors officer spoke up hesitantly. I think I may have found it. We'd marked it as a high metal meteorite 2 patrols ago. Lots of unrefined titanium and some naturally occurring aluminum alloys. The signal appears to be coming from the surface, but it's only 2 meters in diameter. If they build small ships. Put a targeting laser on that thing. Aye aye sir. It's moving. Accelerating at 0.5 Gs. Send a demand for surrender. Message off sir. Laser bloom. 4.5 megawatts. Repeat that, Lieutenant. Sir, we have a laser bloom of 4.5 megawatts coming from the alien ship. Secondary bloom. 6 points along their hull. Secondary laser batteries putting out 2.2 megawatts. Lieutenant, that's not enough energy to cut Swiss cheese. Sir, the readings are constant. Very well. Weapons. Aye, sir. Return fire. I think 100 megawatts out of turrets 1 through 3 should be sufficient. Aye aye sir. 100 megawatts from turrets 1 through 3, firing. 3 laser beams cut through the vast emptiness of space invisibly until they struck the alien hull 300 kilometers away. Each one struck the hull and smashed through the armor, vaporizing the half-meter of titanium and cutting through the other side. The ship began to leak atmosphere from 6 matching holes, 20 centimeters in radius. Thank you, Lieutenant Commander. Signals. Aye sir, there appears to be a controlled jettisoning of debris from the far side of the ship sir. Debris. Aye sir. Incoming transmission, sir. On speaker, signals officer. The same high-pitched squeaky voice came over the loudspeakers. I am Commander Tika-Tik-Tik of the Empire of Lilliput. The captain is dead, please accept our surrender. Please do not fire upon our life pods, we surrender. Life pods. The captain mused aloud. Then his eyes widened. Sensors, give the debris another sweep. Aye sir, scanning. Heat signatures on all of them sir. Looks like we found the life pods. Holy Christ, those things can't be bigger than 10 centimeters. We've been fighting the fucking Lilliputans. And that is how the unofficial name of the Empire of Lilliput came to be. As it turns out, most other species in the galaxy are between 3 inches and 2 feet tall. Unsurprisingly, the Interstellar Basketball League did not catch on. Author's name and the link to original text is in the description. Consider tapping the thumbs up and pressing the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video.